So I love it, I love it, love it.
All right, quit talking. Hello. Maya, it's okay. It's okay. What a sweet pup. In every way. What a good dog. What an air-tasting dog. What a sweet dog. Hey, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Atrioc broadcast here on June 24th. Is Maya more your dog or Chat's dog? Maya's not Chat's dog. It's my dog, obviously. She's a sweetie, though. She's a sweetie. All right, can you even leave? You can't steal our dog. No, it's not our dog. You guys are friends to the dog. Come on, Hubert. What a sweet pup. Hello, how are you all doing on this fine Tuesday? Let me get my fucking thing open so I can see chat. Good to see you, Elena and Maui and Nickel and Rabbit Futo and Germs and Robo Films and Wham Witch and Pixel Dimensions and the Boss Wade and Educated Buffalo, etc. R-Dubs, Party MX, Zombies Go Nom Nom. It's quite a name. I assume that means you have brains. Is that the idea? Zombies are eating it, so you must be smarter than average because you... That shit true af, though? I guess so, true. Big A, is getting a second job a recession indicator? Because I think we're in a recession. Getting a second job because you think you're in a recession indicator. I guess no. It's just you. It's just a personal action of you. Today I walked up my door to see a small child in an Amazon delivery vest with their parent in the car giving me a thumbs up. I'm sorry, you saw child labor in front of you? That's just Houdat. Houdat just it's not a parent. That's just Houdat farming his job out to children. He does this all the time. It's probably Psychic. Psychic doing the work and Houdat in the car taking a lazy break. Big Guy, you've never whooshed my message before. I feel left out. Get ready. Put your hands up. Get ready for the whoosh. Holy shit. Holy shit. What a joy. What a treat. Are wired earbuds a recession indicator? No, I always use wired earbuds. They're a sign of great value and consistency. You don't want a non-wired earbud if you have a computer right here, okay? Then it's all the errors. It gets caught up. It doesn't link. The battery dies. You want a nice wired earbud that gets the job done. You don't lose it. Plugs in. Honestly, if I could start off with a rant here, I fucking miss wired earbuds. I think it's fucking dumb that Apple took out the headphone jack and everyone fell in to follow suit. And now it's years later and things are just worse. We just have fucking wireless ones that we lose collectively so we can keep buying AirPods. And that's why AirPods, if they were their own company, are worth more than Nike. Okay? That's why, because you have to keep rebuying them. Heaven only knows. Hey, Truck, big fan, loving the podcast lately and the Patreon eps. Luminescent Lion, thank you for the 26 months and the sincere message and the support. I appreciate it. I had a lot of people come up to me at the Magic Con this last weekend and tell me they liked Lemonade Stand, which was cool, which is very cool. I appreciate it. It's a very fun project. I like working on it. I'm hoping we can continue. Can we not joke about World War VI, please? My grandson will die in that war. Yeah, but for a great cause. Taking over the last surviving lake of fresh water for Trans-Siberia. I hope it continues. The government. Oh yeah, I will say though, we have created what you might call the lemonade curse, which is every time we upload an episode, something bad happens. I think in a way, I thought we were covering these wars, but in a deeper way, we might be causing them. We might be causing them. We might be creating wars. I don't even know what's going to happen when we upload next week or upload this week. We upload this week, we might launch a nuke. Iran might reveal they secretly had a nuke this whole time. Do a touche, do a flip. What if your personal happiness is inversely related to the world's? What a curse that would be. The happier you get, the sadder the world gets. So in order to save the world, you have to become like a depressed drunk. I have to get on heroin or something. Although if I did take heroin, then I would have an immediate spike in happiness that would probably cause nuclear war. And then I would have a huge come down that would lead to utopia. That would be interesting. Certainly wouldn't be good. Hey, Atrioc, French guys living in the U.S. Love your content. It's nice to listen to your great analysis. It gives me hope in Americans. I would like to say the same, but your name is Drunky Panda 17. That doesn't give me deep hope in the French. Your name's Drunky Panda 17. Where does that even come from? French chatter, I am British. Let's fight 100 years war part 2. The feud is still on between the French and the British. You guys got to settle that eventually. That lasted too long. At this point, it feels tacky. Move on, dude. What are you guys even fighting for? Brother, they already did. What is this? Wait, there was a second 100 Years' War. I actually don't think I knew this. I actually don't think I knew this. There's no way this is actually 100 years, right? Oh my God, I guess it's just separate events. Okay, yeah, all these events are called the second 100 Years' War. Okay, I see what you're saying. Okay, I get it. Like the Revolutionary War, and okay, I see. Just that basically what we're saying is for 200 years, France and England couldn't get off each other's dicks. Yeah, that's wild. Well, what are you gonna do? Just kiss already, France and England. You know what I'm saying? It's like they're fighting a war because they're too afraid to say they like each other. It's like bullying on a playground when like the kid pushes the girl because he's afraid to ask her out, you know? It's very tsundere. Hey, Atrioc, my state has a large surplus. What is this? My state has a large surplus and just holds on to it. Is there any good reason to do that, or should we spend, baby, spend? What's your state? I'll check it out right now, Captain Caucasian. Let's see how true or accurate what you're saying is. What is your state? Hey, thank you for the 5 gifted, Sam CB26. Iowa surplus. Let's check. Iowa state budget surplus. Iowa has a significant budget surplus, $2.4 billion. The state's strong financial position is attributed to conservative budgeting practices and a growing economy, with tax revenues exceeding expenditures. Okay, that's awesome. That's fucking great. I didn't know the Iowa economy was doing so well. What do they spend it on? How's Iowa doing financially? Well, that's cool. Does it have a mass, is this like a one-time thing or a big debt? I have to look into this separately. Lots of corn. Yeah, what if corn just like spiked up in value and that's what made Iowa? Hey, Atrioc, Seattle's banning algorithmic rent setting. That's great. That's incredible. That's like a real page. Banning it and enforcing the ban are two different things, though, and I hope they find a way to enforce the ban because it's very difficult. The problem is they just sign up for these like rent landowner groups, and then the groups just suggest what rent to set. And that makes it tough. That makes it tough because, and especially if you have a land, if you're, I don't know, Graystar or something and you have properties all over. Chad, I'm moving on Friday. Any tips for living alone? Yeah, easy. The best thing you should do when you live alone is you get more time to spend in bed, in that liminal space in bed, between, let's say, 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. When everyone else is doing things in the real world, you can just lay in bed and scroll TikTok. You want to spend as much time doing that as possible. So when you wake up, don't get out of bed and do anything. Don't get out of bed and clean. Don't get out of bed and go on a run. Just stay in bed. Flip through the phone. If you get hungry, DoorDash. Don't do dishes. Don't clean. Okay? By combining these things together, you're going to create an ultimate paradise in your apartment. Could I Uber Eats instead of DoorDash? Yes, you can Uber Eats instead of DoorDash. Don't give away all the secrets. Been doing that, but it doesn't work. No, that's the problem. If it's not working, just do it harder. Okay? Just do it more fiercely. I want you to put more hours in. Ideally, go to bed 3, 4 a.m. minimum. Wake up at noon. Scroll. Scroll. You got to build up a tolerance, okay? And honestly, I think the weak thing you might be doing is scrolling TikTok. What you have to do is like put on TV in your room. Maybe you have a computer nearby. Get multiple screens going so that your brain can really truly drown out. And then ideally gamble. I didn't want to say it just yet. Like, you might not be ready for true nirvana, but ideally you should be gambling. At all times, there should be some bets out there, to see whether or not you're going to. That way your brain's constantly running this process of, will I win? Will I lose? Which is good for the brain. Keeps it active. Captain Falcon! Wait, is your name Captain Falcon or CCP Falcon? I keep scrolling past it. Are you a Chinese communist Falcon? Or are you it won't let me fucking scroll it. Oh, you're Captain Falcon. Thank you for the 10 gifties. I do appreciate that. Big A, can I suggest a book for the book club? You can suggest whatever you want. Whether I read it is very unlikely, since I have the next book being The House of Huawei. After I finish, I did finish it really, but after I do the notes for Storm Before the Storm. The Hungry Caterpillar. Too advanced. I'm sorry, but it's too advanced. The thing is, people understand that he's hungry, but they don't really understand how willing he is to eat through so much to get to his goals. That like nuance gets lost on people. So I don't think we're ready for that level. Maybe Cat in the Hat for now. What is he hunger for? Exactly. Exactly. They don't understand that like the caterpillar represents society hungry for utopia. Okay? What hole is he trying to fill? Yeah, it's deeper than that. It's so much deeper than you think. And I feel like a lot of casual Hungry Caterpillar readers don't get that. And I feel like you guys do. And that's why you're smarter and better chat than anyone else. This is literally the plot of Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones stole it from Hungry Caterpillar. George R.R. Martin is a hack, dude. All he does is take iconic children's books and pretend to rewrite them and then sell them as Game of Thrones. That's just a fact. It's not even a joke at this point, okay? I thought he was just hungry. I made a Wordle clone where you guess the Steam game called Steamdle. I'll do it right now, and I'll never do it again. I'll do it right now. Welcome to Steamdle. Guess the game based on the Steam review. You have 6 tries. This is my favorite game of all time. I really approve it to all ages. It allows you to progress at your own speed. It's not complicated. Stop reading reviews and just buy it, dog. What a terrible review. What a fucking terrible review. Tells me nothing about the game. 346 hours. I have no fucking idea. I have no idea. I guess I'll put Minecraft. No, that wouldn't be on Steam, though. I don't fucking know. Progress at your own speed. It's not complicated. Stop reading reviews and just buy it, dog. I have no idea what this game could be. Approve it to all ages. I'll say fucking Skate. It's not gonna. It doesn't even autofill me the game. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I'll do a Terraria. Okay, wrong. It's really fun because you jump and build. Wow. Thanks, Shakespeare. You've composed a beautiful sonnet that tells me so much about this game. I'll do Fortnite. It only costs $2 and it's very fun. I don't play $2 games, okay? I own gold. I only buy games that are at least $700 with DLC. I'm not going to buy a $2 game. I don't know what this fucking game is. $2? Ugh. If I see a game that's cost $2, I assume it's poor quality. You jump and build? Geometry Dash. I stole that from chat. You fucking cheater. You told me the actual answer? I thought you were just you thought you were guessing. You gave me the actual answer. I didn't want that. Yeah, I took it. What? This was not take it? So I'm hungry, so it waves a pizza in front of my face. I'm going to eat the pizza. Christ, you can't blame me for it. I didn't think the person was actually going to fucking give me the answer. The user's name was Geometry Dasher. Oh, wait. What? Oh. Well, that kind of gives it away. Geometry Dasher 291. Wonder what that guy's reviewing. I wonder what that guy's reviewing. It's crazy. He calls himself Geometry Dasher. He's only played 48 hours. This guy calls himself Snowpale. He's played 346. This guy's the real Dasher. You're a fake. You're a phony. 999 hours? You have 1,000 hours in Geometry Dash. You 3,134 hours. 3,000 hours in Geometry Dash? And the only review you could write is didn't teach me geometry? What the fuck is that? Don't jump on the spikes, they hurt. That's crazy. That's too much. That's too much. Jacob. That guy could have been the next Einstein. Dude, you ever think about that? How like there's probably someone who could be the cure of cancer right now, but instead he's like a fucking 300-month XQC sub or something. It's like we've wasted so much human talent with with algorithmic slop that is designed to hijack their brain and prevent them from making any real progress in their goals. Just a waste of brain power driven into channel points? Yeah, I mean, in general. Just watch your tongue, right? Because obviously channel points are a stupid waste of time unless they're Atrioc, in which case they are a valuable, rock-solid investment worth spending your time and your money and your attention. So, like, I just want you to understand that, like, words matter and be careful with your... Any new Polymarket sure bets tonight? Dude, fucking check this out. Check this out. I tweeted, I'm financially ruined. Christ returns in 2025. This is a real thing you can bet on. If you bet no, you get a very small return, but it is theoretically guaranteed. Unless you truly believe that Jesus Christ will return to earth. I personally believe the dead cannot rise again. So for me, this is guaranteed money. Uh-oh, 2 hours ago. 2 hours ago. I'm fucked. I'm financially ruined. I put in $30 million. I thought it was guaranteed. Oh, this is an L, dude. This is an L. He's back. He literally waited for me to make that bet. Who's in charge of deciding who wins the bet? The Pope. I should have read the fine print. The Pope decides. Oh, he is American, though? And he is from Chicago. And I believe he respects a good gamble. So maybe I can cut him in some juice on the deal, and he votes no. There's always a play, dude. There's always a play. Is that a bejeweled Lakers cup? Yeah, it's my bad bitch Lakers cup that Ari got for me at a garage sale. Fucking love it, dude. Fucking love it. Hey, by the way, I'm playing Games with Squeaks tomorrow at 2 p.m. Pacific. So I'll be live way earlier than usual and might go longer than usual because I think the Squeaks games are only like 2 hours, 3 hours. And then after that, I think I'm going to play a bunch of AoE 2. Unless, of course, we have nuclear war or something. Unless, of course, we have nuclear war. Oh, speaking of that, we should follow up, dude. We need to follow up. So, Operation Midnight Hammer. Operation Midnight Hammer. This is the one. Midnight Hammer. It sounds sexual. It sounds sexual. This was the operation for the B-2 bombers that took off from America to strike Iran's nuclear facilities. Here, these three. And the debate has been how effective those strikes were at setting Iran back on its capabilities and enriching a nuclear bomb. The news that came out today is that it possibly was not effective, that they didn't do serious damage. This is all speculation, I guess, but major outlets are reporting that the strike set them back only a few months instead of completely collapsing it for decades. Which is interesting. I wonder if there's like a... I think there was a CNN report. Let's see. Let's see if I can get an update here. Yeah,
President Trump accusing Israel and Iran of violating a ceasefire just hours after it went into effect. The president slamming both nations.
Yeah, and this is also coming after the ceasefire we spoke about yesterday, which was actually violated during stream yesterday. But now both sides have fired, so there's really no ceasefire at all outside of America hasn't bombed again. The 10-minute ceasefire. And yeah, this 12-day war is turning into a 14-day war. I can't imagine it stops today. Feels like more days are coming. But he was like lashing out on Twitter or on social media. It's just crazy that like his plan towards diplomacy is tweeting and being like, Israel better stop. Iran better stop. It's fucking crazy. It's a crazy way to like, is that our best hope? Is that they're going to pull up the fucking tweet and be like, all right, it's time for ceasefire. It's crazy. It doesn't, like, he's doing diplomacy via tweet and he's doing price controls via tweet.
For not following the deal that he helped broker after days of strikes and fighting in the region. Trump using some strong language earlier, telling our Rachel Scott he's not happy with either side.
I'm not happy with Israel. You know, when I say, okay, now you have 12 hours, you don't go out in the first hour and just drop everything you have on them. So I'm not happy with them. I'm not happy with Iran either. You know what? We basically have two countries that have been fighting so long and so hard that they don't know what the f they're doing.
Well, hours after.
He's the diplomatic goat. He's the diplomatic goat, dude. He's got this all figured out. Dude, it's just so crazy to come to that conclusion after you get U.S. bombs involved. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I've come to the conclusion they both really hate each other and want to fight. It's kind of like something you should have fucking known. Yeah, I mean, he has no idea like what different belligerent parties' individual goals are. The goals of their leadership, the goals of their country, the goals of broader America. It's all unknown to him as he chooses to make these decisions. And then he's trying to govern it by a tweet. It's just silly. It's very silly. Again, you know, it's in Israel's interest to prolong or increase the war or get the U.S. involved. So, of course, they are going to, you know, in the first hour of the 12-hour ceasefire wind down, send everything they got. But you have to know that. You have to know that going. He has no negotiating strength because he doesn't know what's going on. He's just taking, I guess, everyone at their word. I don't know. It's not good.
Trump announced that so-called 12-day war would soon be over. There were reports of explosions coming in. Both Israel and Iran blaming each other for breaking this agreement. Israel claiming it only responded to.
Do you think he was mad because his Nobel Peace Prize nomination got withdrawn? Yes, I do. I legitimately do. I think he thought he would get a slam dunk peace prize from war in Ukraine, then realized that was harder than he thought because both sides hate each other. And then he thought maybe he could wrap something up here, lock one in, and now it's harder than he thought because both sides hate each other. And he's not making progress, and actually he's worsening in both. Nobody knew war could be so complicated. I mean, it's just funny because I guess to his credit, I always thought when he said things like, I could solve this day one, I thought he knew he was lying and it was just like the sales pitch, you know, because that's what voters wanted to hear. But now I'm more convinced that he really thought he could. I am more convinced that he really thought like all this shit, it's all that easy. Like none of this shit's complicated. I can just slam dunk it day one, everything. Whether it's healthcare, whether it's, you know, long-standing geopolitical tensions, whether it's open war, I can wrap this shit up. And he actually believed it, is what is becoming more apparent to me. And of course, you know, like with healthcare, you literally said like, yeah, it's complicated. I didn't know, who knew it could be so complicated? And then with this, he's finding out they're all complicated. It's all complicated because being president of the United States is complicated. It's a hard job. Kind of like you with Get to Work. How is it like that? I coded that whole game myself with no issues. It was easy. I did it in like a week. Let me take this on the screen real quick. On the gaming front, I got an offer to invest in a game, entirely different game, not from Misto, today. And I was in it, and they're, I don't want to say they're from, but they're not from America. And so I met with them today, and it was so interesting. They're like a student, really talented programmer, made a great game, or close to a great game, but they need like a good chunk of money to finish it, and I haven't decided whether or not I'm going to give that money. It was Silksong, yeah. They approached me to it was GTA 6. They asked me if I could spot them to do it or no balls. I think I would have no balls if I was so scared of being seen, as scared by a Twitch chatter, that I punted a ton of money into a game based on your approval. I think that would be no balls. I think I'd rather keep my sack right here and decide whether or not I spend my money in a foolish way. But I'll consider it. I got to do some more looking into it. Actually, let's watch more of this. Vote for Linkus in what? What is Linkus being voted for? Is there for president of the United States? I would vote for him. I think he's got the right attitude. Maisie! Oh, is Linkus a diehard Republican? Is Linkus a real like hands off my guns, states' rights? He better be. Amen. Amen, brother. Why else would I live in Texas? That's my go. What up, Linkus? What up, Maisie? God, I would just love to live in a country where Linkus is president. Imagine I somehow move heaven and earth. I create the greatest marketing campaign of all time. It gets broad popular support. A wave of the population sweeps Linkus into office. He becomes president against all odds. And then the first thing he does is get us into a bigger war in the Middle East. Like the very day one, he just starts dropping bombs all. That would be fucking funny. Point Crow. What up, Point Crow? What up, PC? Point Crow, you got a topic you are interested in the world? Anything at all. I usually only offer this to a first-time chatter, but given my great respect for you, any topic at all, I will discuss it. You don't even have to go back and forth. Magic, Lamau. So I did discuss about Magic already. If you guys don't know, there's just an insane price bubble in Magic. In Magic the Gathering, everyone is becoming a desperate, fucking trashy scammer. he had a sorry, what, you had a sub message? What was that? He didn't even read my sub message? Oh, I'm sorry. I literally pulled you up and said you could pick any topic. Oh, name a duo more iconic than Atrioc saying he'll play Magic with me and then not playing Magic with me. Fucking so many duos, dude. That's not an iconic duo at all. That's barely happened. That's barely happened. You should have come to Vegas. I would have played with you. YTA? No, I'm not. I'm not the asshole. Okay, here's what happened. Tell me if I'm the asshole. I'll tell you the full story. So Point Crow, he just raised a bunch of money to save children with cancer. And then he asked me if I could give him 5 minutes of my time to play Magic with him, teach him the rules of the game so that he could go do it for Make-A-Wish. And then I said, sure thing. Yeah, I'll be there in a sec, buddy. And I winked, and he didn't notice the wink and took me at my word. And then I went out and took a nap. Am I the asshole? I ignored it. I blew him off. Is that, now that you've heard the story, like, how is that an asshole move? I was sleepy. Right? Okay, thank you. Not the asshole. Okay, see, all right. I was eepy. Did I let him know that I was coming? No. Did I doesn't take a nap? No. I think context matters, though. Context matters. Your Honor, I was EP. Can you imagine? Your Honor, I'm sorry, but I was EP. Thoughts on increasing the amount of people in the House Senate so people will be more represented again? What the Maisie, who typed this for Linkus? Linkus has never typed a question like this in my chat in the fucking 4 years of friendship. Who typed this? God, I wish. Who typed this? You just dropped in with this? Yeah, I think there's some real potential doing this for the House. I mean, you know that's how it's supposed to work, right? At least for the House. The idea is, I'm sorry to give basic civics here, but I feel like our schools don't teach shit. So the idea is Congress as a whole, supposed to have the House, which is based on proportional population. So states get the amount of, like, if you're California, you get a bunch of senators, or a bunch of representatives, because you have a lot of population. And if you're like Rhode Island, you get a few, right? Because you have little. And then the Senate, which is 2 for each state. 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Okay? That's the idea. So it's supposed to balance out. So there's a little bit of states' rights and a little bit of population-based rights. But in reality, what we have is a Congress that doesn't do anything. What we have in reality is a completely useless Congress for years now, but especially right now, completely gridlocked, cannot make any progress on anything. So Congress instead just farms clips. I'm not even joking. Everyone in Congress just exists to stand up there and try to farm a clip for Fox News or MSNBC so they can get some of their base to be like, yeah, good job. But nothing actually gets passed. Nothing actually gets done. It's a complete waste of time. And they've outsourced all their actual decision-making to the executive, which, thank God, we have a great and wise leader, Donald J. Trump. Execution. That's not what I meant to write. Executive. And so we have Donald Trump making every decision about everything. Now, thankfully, as we all know, human beings can do that. It's totally possible for one person to know everything about everything and make a smart decision about all different aspects of society. You don't need experts. You don't need different representatives for different areas. You just need one person to, by decree, make all decisions. And that's what we have. And he has a great system for it. Whoever he talks to last, that's who he believes, and he just makes a decision based off that. So, whoever gets to talk to him gets to make the rules. What a genius, fucking incredible strategy for our country. History has shown this to always work. Yes, exactly. And that is why America is set up for great success. You mean to tell me that representatives are supposed to represent my interests? They're supposed to. They're supposed to. Do you think things are going as bad or worse than you anticipated that we are 6 months in? I'd have to watch my predictions video again. I think it's about on the nose of what I said. I guess geopolitically, worse. Worse, for sure. Economically, about where I expected. Optimist Andy. I think I was too optimistic about, well, I don't know about optimistic. I wasn't, I think I was pessimistic. I thought Ukraine would have had to give up by now. And then I thought there was going to be some sort of makeshift fake ceasefire deal where Russia would wait 4 years and then invade again after Trump was out. That's what I thought would happen. But clearly they're fighting better than I thought, and Russia's having a tougher time. So I guess TBD. And then, you know, I guess you could broadly predict that there would be further trouble in the Middle East, but I didn't expect this. You mean like declaring a ceasefire via tweet? Yeah. I mean, to me, one of the truly craziest tweets that Donald Trump has ever done is him trying to bring oil prices down via tweet. Him saying that you better not raise oil prices when I bomb the Middle East. I'm watching. That's crazy. I'll never truly understand the thought process of, that's a complete misunderstanding of the world and markets and I don't understand that. Doesn't like I don't even think Stalin would do that. It's crazy. Can you explain World War IV, World War V in your title? Who's responsible? World War IV is started by Clint Stevens fans when he switches to kick. He switches to kick, and then all Clint Stevens fans rise up and start World War IV. And then World War V is everyone's just in a bad mood. It's not even country versus country. No, it's just everyone's kind of like fighting, yelling. It's just a bad vibe. It's just, honestly, it's not going to be fun. The vibes are just off. The vibes are just off. You said the same shit in 1914 and then Serbia shot Franz Ferdinand. Own up to your mistakes, dude. Bro, you think Serbia shot Franz Ferdinand? Here's a fucking, it's been long enough I can reveal it. I shot his ass. And it wasn't for any big reason. The dude cut me off in traffic. So I followed him and I fucking the guy's a fucking dangerous driver. I don't regret it. Did it cause problems down the road? Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, before you continue, I didn't sleep well that day. I was eepy. He didn't use his signal. So, yeah, I mean, did it start a world war? Okay, I don't feel great about that. R.I.P. Franz Ferdinand. I loved your music. Yeah. Yeah, he was an incredibly talented musician. I have no problem with that. But he wasn't a great driver. How do you feel about NATO wanting nations to spend 5% of their GDP on military spending? I mean, they've always wanted that. They just didn't do it. Which I didn't think was really a bad thing. But now that Trump is like pulling out, essentially, they're having to do it because they don't have the U.S. security umbrella. It was 2% before. You're correct. It was 2% before to trying to move it to 5%. What I thought was crazy, though, was this fucking... Where's the text from Mark Root? Where's the fucking text? Here it is. Okay. So this is the Secretary General of NATO. He talks to Trump like a child, dude. Mr. President, dear Donald, congratulations and thank you for your decisive action in Iran. That was truly extraordinary and something no one else dared to do. It makes us all safer. You are flying into another big success in The Hague this evening. It was not easy, but we've got them all signed on to 5%. Donald, you have driven us to a really, really important moment for America and Europe and the world. You will achieve something no American president in decades could get done. Europe is going to pay in a big way, as they should, and it will be your win. Safe travels and see His Majesty's dinner. The insane glaze, dude. Insane glaze, and the way he talks is like... It's like the vizier. It's like the trope of the vizier behind the king being like, Your Majesty, they all love you. You're doing so beautifully. Yes, you must. It's so foolish from the king figure and so slimy from the vizier figure. Yeah, it's worm tongue coated. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what to say about it. I mean, there could be some benefits, but they're mostly going to accrue to Europe's defense industry. So, I guess. I think I've made my stance clear, which is that I think Trump fundamentally misunderstands the soft power advantages America got from all the systems it set up in the decades after World War II, and is now trying to undo those very systems, thinking he's getting a bad deal on them, when in fact the deal is like extraordinary. However, you know, from an American POV, maybe we shouldn't be taking advantage of those systems to begin with. Maybe it'll be inadvertently good. What were some of the soft systems? Just as an example, if Europe is entirely reliant upon America for its defense, that gives America extraordinary leverage upon European affairs. So, for example, if America would like to raise tariffs on Chinese EVs to box out China's EV industry, Europe would be likely to follow suit. However, if Europe is providing for its own defense, and in fact is kind of pissed off at Trump, then they suddenly have less interest in doing that. And your strategic goals are not met. That's an example of a soft power privilege. And I think BYD just passed Tesla sales in Europe this month. That's correct. Yeah, wow. Yeah. And that's with tariffs. Europe does have tariffs on Chinese EVs. Not as big, but I don't know. It's crazy. BYD is cooking like globally, everywhere but America. There's barely any large trucks in Europe. It's really hard to live there. Yeah, I mean, for a Texan such as yourself, the idea of living in a place with no big trucks must be fatal. I can't imagine it either. You try to drive your Ford F-150 through the tiny streets of European cities. You want to blow your shit off smooth, dude. It's not fucking. They haven't built it. The lanes aren't wide enough. They don't have enough lanes. Like a Model 3. Oh, it's just about thoughts. Thoughts on hers stock falling 30% yesterday after Novo Nordisk cut their partnership with him? Yeah, dude, this is actually pretty interesting. If you guys don't know Hims, start balding, you will. But they're like a mail order prescription drug service. They sell like Finn. They sell like the main thing they sell is knockoff Ozempic. And Novo Nordisk came out and said, hey, these guys aren't buying official GLP-1. They're like getting a knockoff from Chinese and Indian suppliers and relabeling it and selling it to you without going through the FDA. And then Hims was like, no, no, we're not doing that. And then their stock dropped 30%. Yeah, it's kind of like the South Park episode. However, you know, realistically, the active ingredient is the same. And it's, I believe they did it. I 100% believe they did it to make more money. They found the cheapest version of GLP-1 and then they marked it up and sold it to Americans. But the reason Novo Nordisk is mad is because that's their hustle. You know, Novo Nordisk doesn't care about like FDA quality restrictions. Novo Nordisk is like, hey, that's what we do. We are a European company that takes GLP-1 and marks it up for Americans. That's how we make our money. So get the fuck off our turf. Hey, big guy, I appreciate you changing your pronunciation of Iran. I caught it in the latest video. Yeah, but don't hold me to it, though. I grew up with George Bush, the greatest president of all time, and I grew up with this this Lonely Island digital short. This is where my pronunciation comes from. I'm not kidding. I saw this when I was young.
They say true love comes only once in a lifetime. And even though we're from opposite ends of the earth, my heart tells me you're the one for me.
Chat, please know he's joking with that. Bush is exactly as bad as Trump. No, I think Bush is the greatest president of all time. I'm not joking. I'm not joking. George Bush is incredible. Just good stuff. Anyway, I'm not kidding. That's where my pronunciation comes from. So locked in, baby. Millennials know. So what you're saying, if that Heisenberg was selling Ozempic at a markup under all other corps, he would not have only made bank, but him and Pinkman wouldn't suffer. Why didn't they think about that? That's not what I said. That's not what I said. That's not what I said. However, if Walter White was as smart as he said he was with chemistry, why didn't he just invent Ozempic? He would have made billions. He didn't invent shit. He just made an already created drug slightly better. Meth already was popular. He just made a nicer meth. He should have invented something new. That's a cinema sin. That's a cinema sin, dude. If he just invented that. And I ran so far away. I'm a little nervous. Why would China not fight for a World War III? Just seems dumb not to. What is this statement? What? You don't need to be nervous. You need to be nervous for different reasons. Why would China not fight for a World War III? Just seems dumb not to. They need to get you on Xi Jinping's staff. Listen, I mean, it's not like it's impossible that tensions could escalate around Iran that would lead to China getting involved, but I don't think it's because they think it'd be dumb not to fight World War III. Sitting out and selling weapons to both sides make you rich and stronger than everyone else? Well, it depends. I mean, the reason this is so tension fraught is that if, for whatever reason, there was regime change in Iran and the new regime was not friendly to China and was friendly with the United States and Israel, for example, then that would be a lot of power over China's oil in the hands of a non-allied state. That is why they would be nervous about it. And sitting back and selling weapons wouldn't be good enough to overcome that. Guys, I don't care about New York! I don't care! Why are people constantly spamming about New York mayoral race? It's no power! It doesn't do anything! Oh my God! It has no power! People are turning it into like this fucking... I like the guy. There's not going to be any major changes. It's so, my God. The world's about to change. Nobody's life is going to change. I like the guy. I'm glad he won. I'm glad a younger person won. I'm glad a younger person won. Some of his ideas I think won't be effective. I've already made my stance on rent control clear. I don't think it works, but I think he's better than Cuomo. I don't think there's going to be a drastic change in New York or the world from this, but I'm happy. I'm happy you're happy. He's a better guy. Doesn't have sexual assault scandals. It's progress. I would prefer more young people winning. That's what I would prefer. He's too old. You know what? He is too old. I think we should only vote in 17-year-old Fortnite-addicted kids to all office. No, it's good. I'm glad he's younger. And I'm glad he has no scandal. Again, you know, it would be nice if I could vote for somebody who fully aligned with me on every policy I support, but I will take someone who is youthful, scandal-free, seems like a decent person, trying to do what's best, supports increasing taxes on the wealthy. We're aligned. We're aligned on a lot of things. But I just think it's just so small scale. It's just not, literally biggest city in the US. Yes, but so much of what they have to do is like locked in. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I ran for class president in Kansas and I said the lunch lines are too long. I'm going to make it so there's a second lunch line so everyone can get through lines faster. And then I got there and I realized there's no budget for that. I can't do that. They just told me there's nothing you can do. And I feel like he's going to get into this position and realize there's only, you know what I'm saying? New York City doesn't even have a budget. They're already in debt. They have so little they can change. Maybe they'll raise taxes. Maybe they can, at the margin, change some things. It's a good sign, but it's not like something that I'm following incredibly closely because it just doesn't mean that much. It may not mean much to you, but it affects NYC citizens' lives. I hope it does. But I am skeptical. That's what I'm saying. I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical that it will dramatically change. Okay? That's what I'm telling you. How does this affect LeBron's legacy? It's a good question. It's a great question. I don't know. Not to live out, but it's interesting, exciting to see the energy and enthusiasm behind his ideas. Again, like I said, I like seeing someone who is, yeah. I mean, I already said everything I was saying. I like youth. Someone with different ideas, who is youthful, who can understand how to use social media to get young people to vote. I like that the vote is split entirely young-old. If you look at the voting, it's like if they're under 49, it's like entirely voting for one way. And that is just a sign that the amount of people who are young who can vote is changing. Does this mean all the olds are finally dying out? In a way, yes. Yes. No, that's the honest truth of it, is that yes. It means finally is the beginning of a tidal wave of boomer votes not being the end-all be-all. Because there is now more millennial, especially if you include millennial and Gen Z. The millennial and Gen Z vote is now massive. It's now bigger. There's more voters for it than the boomers. And because young people vote way less than old, it's been balanced. But as they vote more and old people die off more, it is finally changing. So that's a good thing. Do you think it's a bad thing that the population is slowly becoming only people who grew up brain rotting with no attention span politically? I think that's a very negative way to view it. Obviously, I have problems with brain rot and schooling and attention spans in general. I talk about that in my content all the time. I don't think it's a problem that more young people are voting. I think it's good. I think while all these things are problems, the biggest colossal problem in society for the past few decades has been the elderly consistently voting to the detriment of society for the benefit of themselves. In every possible way, making sure that the things they own can never go down in value. That is fractured society. So people that want to change that, I am broadly aligned with, even if I'm skeptical of the methods. How's the running cardio going? I threw up. I only ran 4 miles and I threw up. So it's not going great. But I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. I'm sticking to it. I'm trying to work on my basketball, so I have to get my cardio better. Yeah, I ran today. Have you considered getting a Peloton like NL? Maybe. Maybe. People say it works. I don't know. It seems like such a gadget. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think, this is no disrespect to NL, but like, if you're in Canada, it makes sense because you don't want to leave your house to the frigid cold wasteland. But I'm in like a really nice sunny part of LA. Like the thought that I wouldn't go for a run outside, but would sit in my room and pedal a fake bike. It feels fucking crazy. It feels fucking crazy. It feels like I would be like, it would feel dystopian to me. Why else would the tissue be white if not for Coke? You can't think of any other reason. Look at Linkus's message. User Linkus7. What did you say? Linkus. Hey, Atrioc, huge marriage update. Okay. I love when my friends give huge marriage updates in my Twitch chat. Huge marriage update. Oh, let me get this monitor out of the way of the camera. Finally booked our honeymoon, and I booked her business class as well. No coach this time. Giga Chad. This is huge. This is the opposite of recession indicator. This is a fucking economic boom indicator. That's growth and character development. Holy shit. Love is real. Linkus and Maisie both in the same first class. He's in first. She's in business. He's in first. I got her a better seat. She's not in coach. One step at a time, though. I mean, it's progress. She's taking the red eye. Hey, we welcome progress around here, folks. We welcome progress. Shout out to Linkus. Congratulations. Where are you guys going for your honeymoon? You don't have to tell me if you don't want to. But can you tell us the exact date and time and address so that all the chatters can join too? Hawaii! Stans was just there. God, I want to tell a funny Stan story, but I can't. He told it to me in confidence. We'll see if we can find it out later. He's stealing my spotlight. Yeah, I think he was preparing it for you guys. Soft launch it with a... Oh, that's so kind. Have you been to Hawaii before? Hawaii's fun. It's nice. It's paradise. It's hard to live there, I think. Few jobs and the rent's very expensive. It's my first time. Oh yeah, it's gonna have a blast. It's gorgeous. It is gorgeous. It's very lovely. Yeah, nice to visit, hard to live. Hard to live, nice to visit. Going to Maui if we have time, want to see the volcano? Yeah, you should. You should. And just, drink, spend time by the beach. Have a fucking relaxing time. It's great. Listen, streaming's the hardest job in the world, and you've been streaming, so you need a break, bro. Don't I know it? Maybe the Meg is real. The megalodon shark. You think it's real and it's going to get you in Hawaii? All right, well, I'm sorry. I'll remember you. The chat will remember you if you get eaten by the shark. Dinosaur denier. Now I'm anti-science because I don't believe in the Meg. No, I believe in dinosaurs. I don't believe that there's a real megalodon shark who's out there in Hawaii right now hunting you down. The Meg was real? Is that true? Wow, you're actually right. I am the one that's wrong. I thought that was entirely made up for the movie. They really call it the Megalodon? Why the fuck did they get a child to name a shark? Why did they get my little brother making up things with the stuffed animals? The Megalodon is a real... What was the giant T-Rex from Jurassic Park? Did they make that up? That was made up, right? The Indominus Rex. That's made up. Yeah, it's fictional. Okay. I thought the Megalodon was like the Indominus Rex, where they combined a T-Rex with a raptor. There's a fucking fire Black Thought verse where he goes like, I'm the ominous Indominus. I forget the next line. It's incredible. Where is the Megalodon? Can I get like actual footage of what it looked like? This is what it looked like in real life. This is the example they give. Footage. They didn't get a photo. This is the drawing. It was just swallowing other sharks and seals. That's aura. Oh, wait, now I remember. I was there. I actually saw one of these back in the day when I was in my youth. Yeah, they were kind of big. I think it's exaggerated. You know what I'm saying? It's just that seals were a lot smaller then. So that it looked good by comparison. I actually drew this picture. What's I wanted to watch this, but what do you think about Colossus bringing back extinct animals like the mammoth? Who's Colossus? Do you think the Megalodon would stand a chance in the NYC mayoral election? Maybe. Worth looking into. Colossus is Colossus Biosciences. Colossus bringing back mammoth. Woolly mammoth de-extinction process, and they're really trying to do this? This feels... I'll have to kill him again. You know, I caused the mammoth to go extinct the first time because I was fucking hungry. Don't put my hungry ass near a species of mammoth, dude. And I will... I'm getting a hankering for a mammoth burger yet again. It's VC bait. Dude, I don't know if you know this. I got some friends who are in the VC space. It's cooked. It's fucking cooked. Dude, it's a joke. I mean, it's always been a joke, but it's a joke that works when it's easy to borrow money. It's cooked right now. They have nothing but AI slop to throw money at. And hopefully get a bigger exit. When wasn't it cooked? When money was cheap to borrow. VC was thriving in like 2021. But right now, they can't get anything. There's no... They have to invest in companies that actually make money, which means they actually have to be good at their job. Which is they're not. They're not, dude. They're not good at their job. They don't have any special sauce. So, they got no motion. Yeah, exactly. Article about Gen Z reading, but how will Gen Z read it? Why wouldn't they make the article a series of TikTok videos? It's so boring. I'm getting blocked out by an ad. It's so boring. Gen Z parents don't like reading to their kids, and educators are worried. Oh, the quote is from the parents? Dude, it's funny because, all right, I can understand thinking reading is boring. It's so funny for like, to be so confident saying that like somebody from The Guardian approaches you to interview you about your kids and you're, I don't read to my kids because it's too boring. Print that, write that down. Like, that's fucking funny. Well, of course they don't like reading. It's because there's ads over the top of the words. Nobody can read if you cover up all the words with ads. Screen time has increasingly replaced story time. I actually can't fucking read the article in the order that you want me to because you've put a gigantic ad in the middle that doesn't disappear. How fucked is this? This is so fucked. Okay. Former elementary school teacher Spencer Russell posed a question to parents. Why aren't you reading aloud to your kids? The responses range from embarrassed to annoyed to angry. It's so boring. I don't have time. I don't enjoy reading myself. One reported the difficulty of getting their children to sit long enough for a full dose of Goodnight Moon or Mother Goose. He's always interrupting. My son wants to skip all the pages. Dude, it's so funny to be like, I don't want to read to my kid because my kid's a little shit. My kid just wants to fucking skip the ad read. I guess for a child, you reading a boring book is kind of like them getting an ad read in a Markiplier video. I'm going to raise my kids so well, they're going to be smurfing in piss low. I feel like every Gen Z and young millennial, does that exist anymore? The youngest millennial is like fucking 30. Says this, but, you know, rubber's got to meet the road. That's all I'm saying. Like, I'll say it. I'll be like, yeah, I'm not going to give my kids an iPad. And then I'm going to have like a crying kid. And I'm going to be like, oh man, I'm tired. And I'm like, you ever heard of Fruit Ninja? I just feel like you guys don't know. I feel like you guys don't know. I assume the incentives are strong to push parents into making small concessions that add up over time. And so it's possible that it'll be as easy as you say. But I think have the baby read chat. That's a fucking good idea. If I have a kid, plop him or her down right here, put him in front of chat. They can read subs. That way I don't have to do it. And they learn how to read at the same time. And it farms subs. This is genius. First time chatter here. I will in fact be strapping my toddler into a VR headset 24/7 for convenience. Yeah, I respect the honesty. A lot of people lie. Kid shows up to preschool saying poggies. It's so funny you're saying this like it's a joke, when in fact any teacher of like first graders would tell you that's not a joke at all. They all do say poggies. They say poggies and they say skibbity riz and they say Phantom Tax, Kai Cenat. They are watching Twitch. They do say chat watch this. What if, okay, here's an idea. What if we put AI technology finally to good use and everybody becomes a live streamer, streaming at all times. And if you don't have enough viewers in your chat, AI bots pretend to be watching you and they all constantly tell you how great you are. So everybody can be like talking to their chat and feel like they're streaming. Is this a good idea? Am I onto something now? And then I wake up from my fucking Black Mirror coma and this whole stream is... This entire stream, it's already real and I'm in it. I'm in a fucking opium den getting my daily dose of affirmation. Why are Twitch viewership numbers so bad if more people are watching? They're not bad. They're not bad for Kai Cenat. The overall platform is slightly shrinking, slightly down, but that's because it's coming down from COVID, where it was, everyone was forced to be home. Plus, there's bigger competition from YouTube and I guess Kick. Kick is not real. Yeah, I don't think Kick's doing that well. I think it's a little bit overhyped, but or TikTok or YouTube or whatever. Logging off is cool now. I don't think that's it. I don't know. I think there's been some slight increase in people trying to get away from fucking algorithms, but the numbers aren't really down for TikTok. I think people are still pretty hooked. They'd have better numbers if they didn't make the mobile app hell of an experience. Dude, I will say it's fucking crazy that Twitch still has a shitty mobile app. It's been years. It can't be that hard. It can't be that hard. It's like so important. It's so important. Everyone is mobile based in the big 2025, bro. That is where most of the viewership is. Make your app good. That's crazy. It's crazy. Clancy? Dude, I haven't done a Clancyville bit in a minute, but feels like it's fucking Clancy, bro. I mean, it was pre-Clancy. It was Emmett Shear too. Twitch just doesn't have the sauce to get a good mobile app, despite it being the most important thing it could work on. It's the most important thing. I don't know. I just think it's crazy. I think it's crazy they couldn't. Dude, hey, if you guys want a professional opinion, this is an actual Twitch engineer. This guy, correct me if I'm wrong, Gamble, but you dropped out of college or just didn't go altogether, started coding by yourself, got hired by Twitch, and then were like, kick-ass engineer. You were the example I would give for people that's like just skip college if they're good at something. Anyway, sorry if I just doxed you and you didn't want me to say any of that. Sorry about it. But this is a great point. If they spent time on the mobile app, that's less time they could add another weird monetization feature. Yeah, dude. But that's been going on since we were there. I don't know when you quit, Gamble, but like when I was there, which ended in 2017, it was like every new feature was some useless slop nobody cared about. The last two things they launched before I left, this is what really made me depressed to work there. The last two things that I had to work on product marketing for when we launched was a Facebook news feed. Like where you could type status updates for your creator channel. They launched that. It was called Pulse. Nobody fucking used it. Total fucking trash. And then the other thing was a store to compete with Steam. Nobody bought a single game. They made like $1,000. I'm not kidding. They made like $1,000 total. They had entire teams working on it. Both those things are now discontinued. Why is this the first time I hear this, Master Marketing Man? That's fucking crazy. It's because you're a new frog, okay? Because if I ever talk about any possible story from my past, there's some fucking deep cut Twitch frog who's watched every minute of my content for 5 years, goes, you already talked about this. You talked about this in 2018 on a 300 viewer stream. It was 2 a.m. on a Tuesday, and I've already seen this. So, new stories, huh, sweetie? Okay? Sorry. I'm sorry that I can tell a story from my life to a new person and you have to hear it again. I'm sorry that that is so inconveniencing to you. Tell them about the AirPods. Guys, I'm not going to tell you, but man, do I have a crazy fact about AirPods. I'll keep it secret. I'll keep it close to the chest. But I know something about the AirPods business that would blow your mind. It would blow your fucking mind, dude. It's unreal, and I can't possibly tell it. I'd hate to fucking inconvenience someone, but boy, it's fucking crazy. It is like it's a real, it like makes you think. It's a fact that like on the surface doesn't seem like a big deal, but it really makes you think about how you evaluate businesses, to be quite honest. The Twitch Amazon Games Launcher was also just Chromium. I mean, it was they bought the Curse launcher. Dude, it was crazy. Twitch acquired Curse, and then I would walk around the office, and they would have like rows of desks for all the Curse employees who didn't have anything to do. They were just sitting there goofing off. They had nothing to do. Nothing. They were just sitting there, eating snacks, playing games, shooting the shit. They all just got acquisition money. They had nothing to do. No plan. The fucking dream, man, it doesn't last forever, I'll tell you that. Doesn't last forever. Is Twitch made with VC money? Originally, yeah. Twitch was made with VC money, and then it was made with Amazon money after they bought it for $1 billion. $1 billion. And guess who got a nice little cut? Young Atrioc, age 23, 22, 21? When did I get my cut? I got my little tiny piece. Must have been like 50 years ago. Hardy har har. Hardy har har. You should have put it in gold. I think I just kept it in Amazon, which was the best choice. The war was all theatrical and planned out. Oil prices literally fell. Ha ha. If that isn't tell, I don't know what is. You don't think there's a middle ground between speculators bid up the price of oil in anticipation of increasing tensions, and it actually seems like there'll be less tension, so their price goes down, and the entire war was scripted? You don't think maybe there's a reasonable middle ground where Occam's razor, it's just happening, but the markets are having trouble pricing? They're not closing the Strait of Hormuz. Isn't that the fucking startup grifter? They filmed that shit like the moon landing? You think it was filmed? You think the war in Iran was filmed on a soundstage in Los Angeles? And are you convinced that the country even exists? What's an event you lived through that makes you feel old? Honestly, the fall of Rome, dude. Dude, I lived through that, and I was like, damn, I feel like I was there when Rome was founded. You know what I'm saying? It feels like, what the fuck? Shit's changed for real. That's honestly what I felt like. Maybe I'm a vet now. The fall of the Soviet Union for you? I mean, if you're making an actual joke about me being actually fucking old compared to fucking Twitch chat Zoomers, I was alive for the fall of the Soviet Union. No, I was like a month old, but I was alive. I was alive for that. That's real. Yeah, wow. I was. If anything, I caused it. In a way. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, I sort of come into the world, I get rid of the Soviet Union. In a way, I kind of like did a good thing. People give a lot of credit to other people, but I feel like I did it. It was like an aura. I was born months before 9/11 is that bad. Not because you were responsible for 9/11, just because you're a fucking Zoomer. Yeah, it's bad because you're probably soft depressed. You spend too much time online. You didn't have enough in-person friendships. You're having trouble finding a job. You know, it's probably bad for that reason. Hey, oh, too real. Hey, chill. Hey, whoa. Hey, relax. Imagine being so old you're pre 9/11. Yeah, I guess to some people, being pre 9/11 is unk. As a 2000er, maybe step back. Good times, the 2000s. Outside of the aforementioned 9/11. But, you know, there was the sweet life of Zach and Cody. So, kind of adds up. Britney Spears. Boy bands. Smallville. Halo 2. U.S. peaked first half of 2010s. I mean, in a lot of ways, the entire system peaked 07. After the great financial crisis, things have never been truly the same. And I like to think a large part of it was that we chose to take government money and print new money to give a massive bailout to the wealthy and connected. And that has only continued in decades since, slowly driving up the wealth inequality in this country to an unsustainable level. Or it could be because of the iPhone. Yuck! Apple. Ew. Puh. Or it could be because Spider-Man 2 was a good movie, but Spider-Man 3 was kind of sucky. Do you think it's because of that? Do you think maybe Spider-Man 2 was good, but if Spider-Man 3 had been better, then we'd be in a better society? But like, because that movie sucked, it also could have been because of Obama's tan suit. Actually, I'm not joking. I don't want to rule that out. I legitimately think there's a strong correlation between Obama wearing that fucking tan suit and the downfall of America. I feel like everyone gives Fox News shit for pointing that out, but they were on the money. I think if he had worn a fucking appropriate suit, we would be in an entirely different world. When was that tan suit? That was 2014? Damn, it kind of fucks with my vibe that Obama was still president in 2014. Doesn't line up with my... but he was up to 16. Do you think? Oh yeah. Let's. Was there any? Here, I want to watch a Smallville like around 9. But there was so many interesting videos I wanted to watch with chat. Hey, wait, fragile ceasefire.
We turn now to developing news overseas tonight. President Trump has arrived at the NATO summit. He is claiming victory in ending the war between Israel and Iran.
And the president does not seem happy after he says the two sides broke the ceasefire early this morning. But following a phone call with Israel's Prime Minister, Benjamin Netanyahu, Trump says the deal is back in place. Neither country has fired any missiles since the announcement. Later this week, U.S. lawmakers are scheduled to get a classified briefing when Secretary of State Marco Rubio returns from the NATO summit. And it's just in, the AP reporting that early U.S. intelligence reporting that it suggests that U.S. strikes only set back Iran's nuclear program back by months.
Wow, you just cut off the...
The surprise attack on Iran started with deception. Then came stealth bombers, bunker buster bombs, and tomahawks launched by a submarine.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to know more about whether or not that was effective, because if the result comes out, listen, you know, there's like a decision tree here. It's like a fog of war decision tree. He got mogged in the handshake. Okay, it's like, oh, that's way too fucking big. Why is it so big? Did Iran have nuke? Not an actually functioning nuke, but a nuke in progress. We don't even know if that's true, right? Because they've been saying it for years and years and years and years and years. Was that true? If it was true, okay, if yes, was it destroyed? Because if no, if this is where we find ourselves, then this war could escalate. Do you know what I'm saying? If they didn't have it and there was no progress, there's another problem. Will they now try to get it expeditiously because they've been bombed? If yes, this war could escalate. Do you understand? These are two bad options. These are two options that can lead to escalation. Did Iran have nuke? No. And if then they don't want more nuke, then theoretically go ceasefire. Did they have nuke? Yes. Was it destroyed? Yes. That could lead to ceasefire. These are two options that could lead to de-escalation, but we have 2 of 4. We have a coin flip's chance of this escalating. Have you seen Predictive History? Okay, yes, I have seen Predictive History. This guy went viral on Reddit, and now everyone's calling him Nostradamus. I gotta be honest with you. I did watch it. It's this guy. So he had a video a while ago. This one, the Iran trap a year ago, where he says that Donald Trump will win the election, his vice president will be Nikki Haley, and they will have war in Iran. This video had like 0 views, but then it went viral on Reddit after the war, after the bombs dropped in Iran, because it was like, holy shit, what a prediction. You know, I would say pretty good. But when you actually watch the video, it's like some of the details feel a little, but okay, I mean, fine. And then I watched this video, his recent one, and it's like, it feels a little off the rails. But I mean, if he's right again, then World War III is guaranteed. He's talking to camera in a park.
The American Empire.
And he game theories it out that we're guaranteed to have troops on the ground, America stuck in a 20-year war, World War III, China involvement, Israel takes over all of the Middle East, and the American troops get folded into a greater Israel. He's got a whole thing. Feel free to watch it yourself and make your own conclusions. It felt a little vision boardy to me. Like some of the leaps of logic I couldn't follow, but he got the last thing right. So, I'll give it to him. It felt a little fanficky. Let people have fun. Yeah, I watched it. I gave him my view. What else could I do? Yeah, it just feels a little conspiracy brain. Not that there's not some truth to it, but he at least does a better job than our president of analyzing, like, who are the different stakeholders in this conflict and what are their goals, which I feel like is the step one of any negotiation. Who are the different parties involved? What are they trying to get? And then figure out how you fit into that. Like, that is so basic. That is so basic. I do that when applying for a job. You do that in any situation. You just think about who are the parties involved, what are their goals, and try to figure out how to play that. But he doesn't do that. Connor raid? No, I didn't get a raid, but hey, thanks for the what the fuck? Goonfather Deluxe, thank you for the 50 gifties. And your message? You said Fent. Are you giving me these subs for fentanyl? What is... I don't necessarily want to buy fentanyl with the subs. I think that's probably bad for America. I could sell Fent. Is that what you want? I feel like, correct me if I'm wrong, tell me if you guys disagree. It's like totally cool to sell fentanyl, but not to use it. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's nothing wrong with pushing it into a community and making profit off that. But like, if you used it, that's bad. Like, I feel like the police should punish the users of drugs, but not the sellers. Am I getting my point across? That's low-key aura. Trump would never admit the bombs didn't work, so would he bomb the same spots again? Yes. I mean, if they didn't work, again, we don't know. This is a really important question, is that we, especially the chatters right now, me, you, we don't know the answer to this important decision tree. You know, I'm skeptical of this being yes, just because there is so many years and years and years of Israel specifically saying they're like a year away from a nuke. They almost have a nuke. They almost have a nuke. But I also don't have military intelligence. I don't have a fog of war. I have nothing. Okay. I got to go off different reports. Okay. And everyone is so quick to jump to yes or no when they don't know either. So all I can do is decision tree it, right? And I'm saying if they did have it and the bombs were not effective, the bunker busters, then based on all stated goals, the U.S. would have to follow up. Or it would be, I mean, either way, it's embarrassing for Trump, right? If it was ineffective and he lied and said it was effective, and then it comes out that Iran does have a nuclear weapon and they just announce it to the world, that looks terrible for Trump. Yeah, either way. I don't know. How can I know? All they show you is a fucking screenshot of the ground. Look, I mean, they where's the picture? This is the picture, right? They show you the before and after. So on June 20th, it looks like this. On June 28th, it looks like this. Did it do damage down there? I don't know. Can you guys zoom and enhance? Can I zoom and enhance down this fucking hole and see if it's exploded? I don't know. I don't know. Nobody knows. Did it destroy it or did it do nothing? To me, I don't understand bunker buster bomb technology enough to know if a bomb can actually burrow through 200 meters of rock before exploding. They say it can. Can it? I don't know. It does in worms. If it works in worms, it has to work here. Wasn't your dad in the military? You should know these things. I literally asked my dad what he knows about this, and all he said was, I used to be on that base in Qatar. They called it Camp Cupcake because it was an easy, cushy gig. That's all my dad told me, okay? Big news for me? What's this? Official map of the Star Wars galaxy. How is this big news for me? How the fuck is this big news for me? You just linked me a map of the Star Wars galaxy. Dude, it's so funny that somebody, not even George Lucas, just Star Wars fan writers, I guess, over the course of years have just made up a bunch of fucking places. It's funny though. Actually, the really funny thing about Star Wars is they have a galaxy this big with this many planets, and everything takes place on fucking Tatooine. 90% of the galaxy's plot takes place on like fucking 2 planets. Tatooine, Yavin, and fucking Coruscant. Everything else, fucking useless. Fans get mad if they see a new planet. This is so funny that J.J. Abrams is like, I'm going to invent a brand new planet to start off my brand new trilogy. I'm going to call it Jakku. Here's what it's going to be. It's going to be something so different. It's going to be a desert planet that looks exactly like Tatooine. And the character's going to start on it, and then, surprise, surprise, underneath a tarp, she's going to find the Millennial Falcon within the first 30 minutes. Boom, cinema. I've done it. Fuck you, J.J. Abrams, you fucking slop artist. You fucking member berries selling piece of shit. Not a single original thought in your head. Bravo, Vince. The Millennial Falcon. It's like the Millennium Falcon, but it's got more doggos in it. It's got doggos and Funko Pops. It's stocked to the brim with bacon. That's hype. That's fucking hype, dude. That's fucking hype. Never. +2. +2, dude. Plus fucking 2. Very nice, Cognition. God, you did it on the fly? You should stream, bro. +2. Do kids not fuck with bacon anymore? That's a good question. That's a good question. Don't let millennials' love of bacon sour your love of bacon if you're Gen Z. All right? Don't let us win the culture war on bacon just by virtue of being there first. It's tasty. Bacon's tasty, bro. It's good but highly overrated. I mean, okay. Millennials ruined bacon for Zoomers. I'm just saying the bacon narwhals at midnight, right? And in real ones, no. Like the fake don't know, but the real ones are nodding, are tipping fedoras. Okay? If that doesn't get through to you, then I don't know what will. Bacon smells better cooking than it tastes. It's fine as a meat. I never thought about it so fucking deeply, bro. It smells good, and then I eat it, and then it tastes good. I'm not timing all my meals to be more smell than taste. I just fucking eat it. I don't know the bacon police. You get into some nice crispy bacon. It tastes good. Are you guys crispy baconers or soft baconers? And be warned, I will judge you. You prefer it cold? It's got to be crispy, bro. It's gotta be crispy. I don't mean burnt. Some people over crisp it, but it's gotta have texture. It's gotta have a crisp. Yeah, crispy but not jerky. Yeah, exactly. Almost burned? No, that's too much, dude. That's too much. Microwave bacon versus oven bacon versus stove bacon. Who the fuck's eating microwave bacon on the reg? If it's a incredibly broke thing, I apologize. But I feel like that's just lazy, bro. That's not even a broke thing. It feels like a lazy thing. Stove bacon. Stove bacon, bro. Stove bacon every time. Oven bacon is like is too much work. Stove bacon. Stove is peak. I have to call this out. I have to be honest with you. Why microwave bacon over stove bacon? It's not even that much difference in time. There's not even that much difference in time. You just toss it on the fucking stove, turn the heat. It's not. It's less messy. All the cleanup for the stove is crazy. Nah, that's crazy. Dude, I saw a fucking post. It was like trying to talk with Gen Z, and it's a person just saying any sentence, and the Gen Z person keeps cutting them off in the middle with the first thing he said. Like if you say, so I was skateboarding. Nah, skateboarding's crazy. Nah, skateboarding crazy. Skateboarding in the 2.5, that's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. Nah, bacon, that's crazy. Nah, that's crazy. Bro's skate maxing? Bro's bacon maxing? Nah, stop cutting me off and just saying it's crazy. There's nothing crazy about it. It shouldn't even be considered remotely crazy to cook bacon on a stove. I'm feral. I'm feral at this because it's... why am I even having to defend this? What has our society fallen so far that I can't just cook bacon on a stove? I have to justify that? Getting baited in the 2.5? Crazy. Nah, bro, it's crash out maxing. When I try to talk to my 20-year-old brother, it feels like he's trying to talk to me, but the slang language barrier is too great. Yeah, he is trying to talk to you. It's funny you say it feels like he's trying to talk to me. He's saying words at me, but I can't tell if he's trying to talk to me. Yeah, he is. You should probably figure it out. Nah, talking's crazy, though. Okay, I think the chat banter is turning to shit. Time for a segue to something else. What if we made a segue to publicly banning this guy? We'll all feel better. It's like putting our sins on Jesus Christ and then killing him. That'd be kind of fun. Hey, who wants to ban Human Condition Haver? Get him out of here! Get him out! No, get him out! Oh, dude, I hate when I'm about to ban someone and then my mod steps in and bans them first. I'm unbanning you just for that. R-Dubs just saved your life. I fucking hate you. Just steal the satisfaction from me. I'm about to hit the button and then the button grays out because you ban it for. It's like fucking crazy. I'm milking it. I'm making a whole scene from it. I have my hand on the button and then it grays out. It's like, what the? Why did you steal that from me? Nah, that's crazy. Nah, unbanning's fucking crazy though, for real. Honestly, on God. shit. Is there anything that I can watch that will teach us something? Just like a total teaching moment is what I want. And then I'll watch Smallville, right? But I feel like I had a bunch of videos that I thought would be really... Was there a new Good Work? Doesn't look that interesting, actually. Deep sea mining? Dude, I'm not interested in deep sea mining ever since fucking Aiden invested in TMC and de facto won the contest. I'm praying on its downfall, dude. I hope we don't get any metals out of the ocean. I hope we run out of metal and the world ends. To stop Aiden. Good video on the bunker bombings.
Today, we're going to use new satellite.
6 hours ago. From Cappy Army? Can I trust this? I mean, look at their most popular videos and I'll know. Can I trust this? All right.
New satellite.
Let's take a look.
Images to analyze how much damage America's bunker buster bombs.
This is the big question. I just am skeptical that a YouTuber, even if it's a good one, can analyze satellite images and know how much damage has been done. I'm just skeptical of that in general.
Did to Iran's underground nuclear program, exactly how many of Iran's ballistic missile launchers they have left, and will map out the kind of tactics the US military used in this massive air campaign.
Dude, I want to say, actually, before I get into this specific video, I read a really good comment that it was from someone living in Iran that I wanted to read. God, I wanted to find it. I wanted to share it with you guys. Fuck, I hope I can find it. Am I not going to find it? It was like perfect to summarize. Oh, whatever. I'll get it for tomorrow, I guess. I'll read on Lemonade Stand. All right, we'll watch this video.
Because the answer of whether or not these bombs are actually capable of destroying deep mountainous bunkers has enormous consequences far beyond just Iran.
See, there's been debate all day over whether the U.S. actually fully destroyed the Iranian nuclear facility.
Why don't you agree with the bombings? Because I think even if there was nuclear enrichment happening there, not enough thought is being put into what the long-term consequences of unilaterally bombing a foreign nation is. And all history shows that it leads to a endless escalating entanglement that drains your country of its resources, money, and lives, while lowering your international prestige and the value of your currency. So that's why I'm against it. And that's only if there was nuclear enrichment. If there wasn't, then it's just another Iraq. No WMDs, fully lied for nothing. So on either side, I'm sort of against it. But now that it's happened, I am progressing to trying to hold the line at fucking no troops, dude, because that is where it really gets such an exponential increase in the devastation. Remember, Iran's been 3 weeks away since the 90s. Yeah, it's annoying though. It just feels like most people talk about this stuff in terms of slogans they heard on Twitter. And I'm not calling you out, but you're just talking in catchphrases. It's like, yeah, I understand that. I have mentioned that many times. That Israel has lied about their capabilities, but like, give an example. Elon Musk has lied about having a cyber cab for 10 years, but now they have something in Austin. Eventually something happens, right? It's not proof that there's no nuclear enrichment because someone has been crying wolf about it. Eventually something could happen. So the truth is, neither of us know. We don't know. Things happen. Things eventually move forward. It takes longer than you expect, but things happen. And my disagreement with bombing is not about whether or not there was nuclear enrichment. It's deeper than that. It's like, even if there was, is this the way to go about it? Is flying in and dropping bunker busters unilaterally really going to get the result that is the best for American citizens? I don't think so. 90% of people talking about anything on the internet is people repeating catchphrases and quotes. Yes, I agree. I've just noticed it, man. It's like, if you read, 5 minutes of Twitter on a subject and then have a conversation days later, people are still repeating the same fucking tweets. They just talk back and forth in the talking points of whatever went viral. They have like 3 lines that they just repeat, and that's their, they're not like thinking through, like, okay, what steps by step. But it's fine, whatever.
Facilities and the enriched uranium.
More or less destroyed the Iranian nuclear program, probably not forever, but certainly put it back a long way.
So Iran recently developed air base can also withstand those bunker buster missiles.
Iran's nuclear ambitions have been obliterated.
First, let's look at the accuracy of these strikes. Take a look at this satellite image of the 12 GBU-57 bunker buster bomb hits at Iran's Fordow nuclear enrichment site. This reveals a lot. You can see there are 2 groups of 3 impact craters. Even though we only see 6 holes here, there were actually 12 GBU-57s dropped, because 2 bombs were launched into each hole. It's like throwing a dart on top of another dart, except the dart is guided by GPS system from 9.5 miles up in the sky. Take a look at the location. See how the impact craters are in a linear north to south alignment. This strike pattern suggests to me that American intelligence had a systematic knowledge of the underground facility. The Washington Post spoke with Wes Bryant, who's an expert on satellite imagery and the former chief at the Pentagon Civilian Protection Center of Excellence. He said the B-2 bombers targeted a 250-meter long part of the facility that contains the centrifuges used to enrich uranium. The B-2s achieved this by specifically targeting the ventilation shafts. Yes, just like that scene from Star Wars.
I was just thinking that. And I thought, nah, that's too fucking millennial coded. I hope better not make a Star Wars reference. And this guy just... I was literally thinking like Death Star fucking ventilation shaft. That's so
It's where
funny.
Luke Skywalker fires a bolt at the thermal exhaust port to blow up the Death Star. And then people would later joke about how, why would they design the Death Star to have such an obvious weakness? But in reality, that's actually
no bigger than a
more
womp
accurate
rat.
to IRL life. But sorting through the geopolitical side of this topic has been insane, because I get a different version of events depending on which outlet I'm looking at.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I partnered with Ground News for this episode, because the...
Okay. It's so wild that we've been watching so much breaking news on this, and it's all filled with ad reads. Which is why I want to talk to you about Rocket Money. I want to talk to you guys about Rocket Money. No, I'm kidding, actually. I'm kidding.
The best tool. They do easily see their plan that Iran's Fordow nuclear site needs these vulnerable ventilation shafts for 2 reasons. because it needs to suck in air and remove carbon dioxide so people can breathe underground. And number two, because it needs to vent out tons of heat and hot air that nuclear centrifuge halls generate.
Okay.
If the heat isn't expelled, it'll fry the machinery, just like how your computer with its RTX 5090 graphics card needs 7 types of water fans to cool it down.
Thank you, yes.
This is the same here. It's true in nuclear facilities too.
So you're saying that Iran has a really sick gaming PC underground? That's sick.
These vents are only a few meters wide. They're tiny targets, and they're often disguised and hidden. It's like my old squad leader used to always say to me, stop making Star Wars analogies, you're a loser. Joseph Rogers at the Center for Strategic and International Studies, Project on Nuclear Issues, said the reason
we bombed them because they had AMD. Trump gave the go-ahead when he found out they had AMD down there.
That you'd want to target a ventilation shaft is that it's a more direct route to the core components of the underground facility. Take a look at this satellite image. Now look at the blowout pattern from the explosion.
They don't have WMDs, they have AMDs. Sir, we found AMDs in Iran. We have to move. We have to go in. It's worse.
It tells us a ton. See how the discoloration of the soil extends.
If I still worked at NVIDIA, this would be a fire campaign. I'd really lean into the moment, you know? This would be a viral tweet.
From the crater. Translation, the soil is disturbed up to 200 meters away from the central impact. What that tells us is the subterranean shockwave traveled at least 200 meters through the facility. I feel sorry for the guy that got his degree in geology, not expecting to become a Fed doing battle damage assessment for the Pentagon. Jerry Lewis at the Middlebury Institute James Martin Center for Non-Proliferation Studies spoke to Wired magazine and said, quote, they're probably not trying to get all the way into the facility. They're probably just trying to get close enough to it and crush it with a shockwave. If you send a big enough shockwave through the facility, it's going to kill people, break stuff, damage the integrity of it. Why does this picture look not safe for work? I should call her. But it doesn't tell us if it went deep enough to penetrate the enrichment center. To analyze that, we'll have to look elsewhere. Take a look at this before and after photo of more of the bunker buster impacts, and it tells...
So what is he... I saw this photo too, and it told me nothing. I looked at this photo when it came out, and I said, this tells me, as a civilian, nothing. So I'm gonna watch this section only because this video's a little long. I just want to see what is he gonna tell me about this photo that I can't tell.
This is something interesting. The disturbed terrain here looks like white bluish gray soil, which is an indicator that pressure from collapsed tunnels sent debris flying out of the vents and tunnels. Because when an underground void collapses, the pressure vents out debris. Like how when you break glass of a window from the outside and there's evidence of glass on...
It's kind of like Among Us in a way, where like the sus red Mogus might vent away after killing someone. Is that... I was just thinking that? Okay, we're on the same page. I can't wait for this to be the actual Oval Office in 10 years. I can't wait. I can't fucking wait for this to be the actual... yeah, man, hit play. All right, I'm banning you. I'm banning your ass, bro. I don't like your fucking vibe. I don't like your fucking vibe, bro. Don't tell me hit play. Don't fucking tell me hit play. I don't like your fucking vibe, dude. I'm fucking... that just made me feel seen. Ardubs, get him. Ardubs, get his ass. I already lost it. Fucker. That was his only message? That was his only message all day? Bro just showed up and said that? Yeah, I fucking ban his ass.
On the inside, you know, like in every Forensic Files episode ever, We note a deep sinkhole is visible also on the eastern side, and this is what we would expect to see when the blast cavity of a slumped tunnel occurs. The answer of whether these bombs work or not is extremely important. It'll have profound consequences for the future of US power and the current strategy.
Yeah, I know, but it sounds like you're not going to tell me. He's just reiterating what I already know. It's important, and we really do need to know.
For warfare, because North Korea and China have invested heavily, spent billions of dollars and years of effort into a strategy designed almost entirely around digging deep underground to avoid these kind of bombs that only America is capable of delivering. Whether these bombs worked or not sends a very different message to our adversaries. If the damage was extensive, it demonstrates mountain bunkers in North Korea and China aren't immune from US air power, and it'll be a strong deterrent. However, if the damage from these bunker busters was lackluster, like a 2 out of 10 weak sauce, then it could have the exact opposite effect, which is why I think it's so important that we analyze this battle damage. The cat is now officially out of the bag one way.
Okay, this is obviously like padded. This is padded. This is like trying to increase the length of the video, and I can't support it even if the guy's nice. I'm sorry. That's crazy. I would love someone to just fucking tell me if there's hard evidence. But I guess there's not. If there was hard evidence, I would know about it. There's nothing. All right. Well, we can watch Smallville. We can watch Smallville. Wait, was there anything else I wanted to say about Gen Z parents not reading to their kids? There was like a stat in there that was interesting. Oh, yeah, the big stat in that article, because I read that article before you linked it, was the reading gap between boys and girls. It's kind of sad, dude. Boys don't read. And they're not only do they don't read, they're never read to. Girls are read to every day, 44% at least of girls, and the boys are not. So that's sad because then they get off to a rougher start, which sets them behind in school. I think that's fucked up. I think that's not fair. That's because reading is soy. Not reading to my son because I don't want him to turn out soy. Making sure my son's illiterate so he's strong and tough. I don't want my son to be gay, so I'm not going to read him a book. That's good for America. You say it jokingly. I think parents legit do that. Well, that's sad. That's not good. The only thing he needs to read is a playbook. Okay. All right. Chat, we're going to watch episode 5 of Smallville. It's been really, really fun to watch with chat. I look forward to it as a good ending to the stream. And so far we've watched Cuck Kent become ever creepier towards Lana while she gets harassed by everyone in town. Can I get a Let's Go Crows while I look this up? Can I get a Let's Go Crows? Can I get a call for the Smallville Crows? Don't care how you do it. Send me. Go on and break right. Oh, that's my channel. That's my channel. Dude, it's so incredibly hard to find this show when I want to watch it. When I go to purchases, it doesn't show it to me. I'm going to freak out. I'm gonna freak out. You guys say it's so easy, but it's not. You go to purchase and it's not there. And so I have to I honestly have to click random YouTube videos until it pops up in my recommended. That's the best system I had to get it. When I just search for it, it doesn't show up in searches because it's a purchased show.